My OBS is not cooperating.
No. Well, shit. Then I think we only get Brenda from Facebook. All else fails if your OBS is still trying to stiff you. No pun intended.
I just use StreamYard. I don't use OBS for this.
I hit start streaming, and then suddenly OBS was like not responding.
Oh God. Let's see. Separate. Is there something up with Twitch?
I'll just close it and try again.
Oh my! It might be confused because you ain't got your camera.
Maybe.
Yeah, you gotta take your camera source out.
No, the camera source is out.
Do you have?
Welcome to our Christmas pre-show, everybody. While everybody gets things situated over here.
It's working now.
Okay. Yeah, we're just getting things situated. Alrighty, StreamYard, Stream Elements. I gotta change that bot. I don't even use Stream Elements anymore. I went back to Streamlabs myself. I mean, they rebranded and everything. I like it. It's not as system intensive, and it does a pretty good job for what I need to do.
Yeah, I just use the StreamYard website for for what's going on here. I don't use OBS, but like for Twitch, I use OBS, and that's
yeah. Oh, just keep the thing up for the pre-show. Hell,
I did my first Twitch stream though, with my new computer and new setup, and holy hell, talk about going off without a hitch.
Yeah, that 1080p really does a world of difference.
Because I have my camera is 4K capable. The computer will play 4K, so I'm like, holy crap! I go back and look at my previous Twitch. I'm like, wow, I can see the hair on my face.
I was having issues like whenever I did my first stream with the new setup. I was having issues, get it that way. Then I had to go and reprogram Streamlabs to do it, output it the way it should, and holy shit, it was amazing. Well, hello, Brenda. Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for the update for letting me know about Trello earlier.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
I'm not streaming from this location. Partly because of the no camera thing, but also just this house is all single story, and the walls are a lot thinner.
So no Christmas time fun.
My God, I can't.
No comment. No comment.
So it's already happened. Oh, okay.
No comment.
It's okay to have a little Christmas fun. It's quite a dope thing to do. Hopefully mine comes tomorrow, but we'll see.
So, are people just going to stare at the Super Geek title card the entire show?
Well, I figured while we got ready, it's Christmas. No one has to look at you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I got to get at least some social media stuff out there.
Yeah, so we'll just wait until we get ready since you're eating on camera and not give anyone any ASMR attacks.
Hey, if he wants to do a mukbang, I'm not going to...
I will take this time for our viewers, please. Give your thoughts and prayers to those at Nakatomi Plaza. There's a hostage situation going on.
Oh my God.
So please keep them in your thoughts and
prayers. Die hard. Die hard.
Now, what you really got to worry about is the aggression coming from Space Colony X18999. Who knows what those crazy people up there are up to? They might invade. We don't know.
We also have reports. We also have reports of another incident in LA where a cop is currently fighting a suspect in an all-out boxing match.
Hey, have you heard about the shenanigans going on up in Ashcroft? Apparently, they're having some really crazy wild animal problems that are disrupting all sorts of shipping up there.
Apparently, the Power Rangers are fighting a gigantic Santa in Angel Grove.
Oh, and then there's all of the superheroes out there helping Santa save Christmas tonight.
Mm.
Everyone from the Paw Patrol to the PJ Masks to the Ninja Turtles, even Kiss is getting in on the action.
You know, and of all those, you know, nobody realized that the Easter Bunny is helping out. What was it with Is it the Guardians?
Yeah, Guardians.
Okay.
And then don't forget Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh God.
Everyone remember to leave milk and cookies out for Tim Allen tonight.
Or carrots. He does have to watch his figure.
Yeah. Skim milk.
Skim milk. Yeah.
Or soy milk. Or we got a better alternative. We got almond milk now.
Right. What is it? And then if you have an extra pack of cigarettes for John McClane.
And don't forget, leave out cigarettes, shoes, and a Twinkie in the ductwork for John McCain. You know, yeah, make sure he's took care of.
What other obscure holiday movie silliness could we?
Oh wait, we have another report of an issue at a Washington D.C. airport with a plane with a attempted plane hijacking. We have reports that John McClane is attempting to stop that.
Oh my God.
Did we finally run dry?
This is
oh yeah, don't forget the holiday road is now in effect.
Watch out for the Polar Express tonight, kids. Don't get run over.
Right? Tom Hanks.
Watch out for Krampus.
Krampusnacht was a few nights ago, man.
Those were Krampus, Axonar, and anybody else that might come your way.
This isn't a spoiler, but Spider-Man: No Way Home is a Christmas movie.
Nice.
Yes. And now Matrix is a Christmas movie.
Is Matrix a Christmas movie?
It is. It is because it released near Christmas.
No one remembers that movies were released around Christmas unless it's Christmas in the film.
Right. Which is why Spider-Man: No Way Home, the last about 10 minutes is Christmassy. I'm like, that qualifies as a Christmas movie.
Speaking of, by the way, Ross, you are going to love The Matrix. If you love the first one, you are going to love this. Oh my God!
I'm probably going to watch it this week since I have Monday and Friday off.
So many fun callbacks, and it wasn't anything overdone. It wasn't anything stupid. It was really well done. They really thought this out, and they left room for a sequel if they decided.
I feel like we talked about this 8 minutes ago.
Now, in the middle of the week, the Matrix. Nothing's getting done Tuesday through Thursday because I'm working 10 hours a day
to make up for the lost time.
So don't forget Monday and Tuesday. Watch Lucifer.
No.
Justin, I've told you this by now. I'm probably just going to not watch Lucifer out of spite. You keep bringing it up, and I'm going to reset that clock. If you ever want me to watch Lucifer, the final season, just don't mention it, and I'll get around to it.
Or we
like
just
Gabe
have you
Newell
go.
in Half-Life 3, every time someone brings it up and complains, reset the clock.
Or we can always turn it around and just have you go dry hump. What?
Or we'll bring Ray on so we can talk about Lucifer.
Why did my camera shut off?
Ray's right next to me. She's saying I'm fucking watching it.
Thank you, Ray.
It's a running joke that I haven't seen Lucifer yet, so they bring it up every single show and often multiple times during the week.
I see Diavolo Unknown. He goes, but Lucifer's really good.
Catch up on other shows.
Yes.
We'll get there eventually.
It doesn't stop them from talking shit.
In my defense, I talk shit very rarely. It's Justin who has to get the zinger in.
I just It's only a once a day or once a week thing. There's nothing
It's
too
not
crazy.
a zinger if he brings it up every day.
That's true.
Multiple times a day sometimes.
Like last week, that was a zinger. You got Ross good last week. That was
Yes. Yes, you did.
good. So can Ray hear us?
No, I'm using headphones. She cannot hear us.
She can't hear us. Okay.
Probably for the best.
It depends.
I just wanted to ask her how much she cried in season 6.
Yes, Dia, Lucifer is really good. I am looking forward to seeing it, but as long as these guys keep hounding on it, it's going to take me just a little bit longer.
Just a little bit.
But let's get the show proper going, shall we?
Alrighty, here comes the count. Let's see here. Let me figure out where did this go. We will hold the countdown, and it's a basic countdown. So here we go. Hopefully, nobody dings us. We shouldn't. This show is creative music. We'll see what happens. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and.
Oh, jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost its wheel and Joker got away. Hey! Tonight, it's Christmas. We're talking about Star Trek Discovery, our favorite holiday memories, and remembering our dearly departed friend and founder of the Real Super Geeks podcast, George Silsby. Merry Christmas, and welcome to the show.
And here comes the intro.
And welcome to the Real Super Geeks podcast on this, the 24th of December, 2021. It's Christmas Eve, and welcome to the Real Super Geeks podcast. My name is Ross, live, love, play, the eyebrows of doom himself. Welcoming you all to this Christmas special and remembrance. Joining me today are my wonderful array of hosts, slightly reduced tonight, naturally. Not all of us could make it. Some of us are surrounded by friends and family and have no privacy whatsoever. But welcome. Glad to have you guys here. Justin, how are you doing this week?
Doing pretty good. It's been a busy week. Everything, yeah, it's busy. I watched a lot of catch up on movies, whatnot. Oh, why did my shit off? Okay, well, apparently I'm going cameras tonight too for whatever reason. My camera just decided to say peace out. I guess it didn't like the light change. Okay, well, hey. But yeah, it's been a good week. Getting a lot of things done. Got some stuff together. Hopefully for the upcoming move in the new year. So we'll see. Other than that, yeah, it's been pretty good week. Here and there. But yeah.
Awesome.
A lot of yas in there.
Well, there's some medical stuff, but yeah, it's nothing. I'd rather disclose at this time publicly, but my friends know what's going on.
Well, thank you, Justin. Greg, how are you doing this week?
It's been a good week. Can't complain. Kiddo's doing great. Fiance's doing great. Yeah, I just, all the realization I had this week was this is my final Christmas break before I graduate college.
Nice.
So
Congratulations, you're in the poorhouse from college credit.
I should be graduating next fall, which means this is my last Christmas break.
And then you're a grown boy.
Hey, it's you're at the light at the end of the tunnel. You get to rejoin society as a productive member once again, instead of a lazy college student and all that.
Right.
That squats at other people's houses.
Well, speaking of here, I just updated my
That's a
my
sexy
little
picture.
icon here as how I look tonight. This is the set of pajamas that the wife got for me, and we're all in the same pajama. Actually,
That's
we're a
great.
matching set.
Look at you with all that room. You ain't going to know what to do with yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of room, but it's a lot more confined than my usual. Well, ironically, the entire house feels more confined than my usual setup, but it's cozy. It's nice. I'm sure it works for the sister-in-law.
Merry Christmas to you too, Raina.
Merry Christmas, Raina. But yeah, I'm house
Thanks,
sitting,
Martha.
watching the in-laws' cats while they're visiting family in California. It's nice. I've gone a week, and with the exception of today, only burned a half a tank of gas, which is really nice. That enabled us to get a lot more for Christmas than we expected, and the kid is going to be absolutely spoiled. As is the wife. I made sure to get some fun stuff for her too.
My kid got a handful of birthday presents this past weekend. He's got 4 presents right now. Actually, nope, there's a 5th one. I'm staring at the 5th one over there. So yeah, he's getting like 5 presents tomorrow.
Well, the most obscene amount of money we spent today was at a candy shop called Lolly and Pops.
Oh God!
Where I, in particular, absolutely indulged on dark chocolate covered.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with Christmas candy.
I mean, I got dark chocolate covered espresso beans, which is my crack. The cherries, peanuts, raisins, pretzels, just so much.
So
much. It is, isn't it, Dia? But yeah, I went out. I was out and about shopping on Christmas Eve, and it was just nuts, absolute madness.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Kind of madness.
Yeah, Leia had just got groceries just to get like I think literally 10 things from Walmart, and it took her an hour.
Oh, screw Walmart and everything about it.
Okay, coming to that, we're kind of on the least topic. Yeah, Walmart. Oh my God, if you try to go do anything, like I had to do some last minute shopping this week myself because I needed to get some stuff for tomorrow. Nope. Yeah, I mean, even like ever since COVID became a thing, it's like them keeping stock of things is just absolutely horrible. And then, of course, top of everybody in there trying to last minute, and it was just an absolute nightmare. So I said, nope, fuck that. We'll wait till next week.
Justin, enough of the negativity. Gosh.
Yeah, next week's going to be nice because everything's going to be on discount.
Yep, and everything's going to be a little bit con because everybody that was hoarding will be broke, and all of us that could get what we wanted before can go and clean out the shelves, and everything should be restocked. So,
all right, let's get Star Trek Discovery out of the way because we've got a lot of other things to talk about and showcase tonight. Before we lead into it and get into it, I do want to say this week is the 2nd anniversary of the passing of creator of this podcast and our good friend George Silsby. Those of you who've been listening for a little while but not know who that is might find the name to be familiar because that is the inspiration for the term the George Theory, because George loved to make wild and crazy predictions about the shows we were watching that seemed to make no sense but inexplicably came true.
Speaking of George Theory, mine came true this week.
Well, we'll get to that in just a moment. So let's get into Star Trek Discovery this week. This week's episode saw the Discovery venturing into a subspace anomaly, a void created by the passage of the dark matter anomaly. The moment it disappeared and reappeared created a great hole in space, and Discovery is being sent in to figure out what it is and to get some kind of answer to what is going on. We get name drops for both Voyager and Enterprise, which is just, sends a little.
But what are you
tingles of nostalgia.
talking? What are you talking? Past tense or present?
I think we're talking present.
I would hope so. And that think of it.
Well, come back soon, Raina. But otherwise, enjoy your Smash Bros. Glad to have you here for however brief it might be. So, with trepidation, uncertainty, and excitement, Discovery enters this void. Inside, they find a vast nothingness where the ambient sounds of the galaxy are completely absent. There is nothing. And the probe and the dot they send out to scout ahead of them disintegrate. Whatever is out there is hostile and breaks down matter. They do what they can to prevent the encroaching of this force, but they have no idea what it is and how to stop it. But as they're trying to figure things out, as everyone is focused on the problem at hand, there is another crisis brewing. Zora, the ship's computer, has begun to experience emotion in seemingly a natural evolution. And as someone who is new to emotions, these feelings are overwhelming her, making it difficult for her to focus on the task at hand and to understand the sensations she is getting. Fortunately, Gray, who is a civilian and has no specific role on the ship, is able to interact with her and helps her calm herself and focus more on what is going on through a game that they know through Trill training. This enables Zora to pinpoint something going wrong, and through this understanding, they're able to get a better understanding, although there is tragic loss of life. Eventually, the crew is able to find a way to pierce this void and find a way out with Zora's help. But there is a problem. They're not going to be able to get there in time before this energy field overwhelms the ship, and even then, breaking through this void is going to cause a massive buildup of heat that is fatal. In a desperate attempt to save the crew, they come up with a plan to store themselves in a pattern buffer, a la Scotty in Relics.
And Voyager.
They do it in Voyager. Oh, yeah, they did that in Voyager, too.
Yeah, when they were hiding all the telepaths.
Right. Michael is the only person who stays in an EV suit to keep Zora company to make sure that she can make it through. But even she is overwhelmed as the tension builds, as the heat rises, and everything is in flames. She passes out. But Zora pulls through, gets the ship out, wakes the crew, and Michael survives. Additionally, during all of this drama, Book is still dealing with his feelings of survivor's guilt. And in an attempt to jump out of the void, which is disconnected from the mycelial realm, his dream regions of the brain are sent into hyperactivity, and he is haunted by memories of his father. His father is full of bile and anger and constantly scathes Book for his choices and where he is in life. Book is disturbed by this, but eventually confronts this memory of his father. And despite the misgivings expressed by the old man, be they a manifestation of his subconscious or the actual memory of his father living on somehow, Book sees this manifestation as a positive, saying that if his father lives on through whatever this is, that means everyone he loves and all of Quajon lives on as well. He kisses Michael goodbye, takes Grudge by the hands, and stores himself away to come out the other side unscathed. This was an incredibly deep episode, and continuing the trend of really making of cementing Discovery in that old Trek feel, but presented in a new way.
Thanks to Jonathan Frakes.
Yes, thanks to Jonathan Frakes, in part, as well as the cast and the writers and everything else. This was such a an interesting episode of an overarching drama that forces Zora, the ship itself, to face her own emotions and learn how to deal with them in a literal trial by fire.
And oh my god, the
So,
effects this
what did
time
you guys
around.
think? Greg, let's start with you.
Oh god. No negativity.
Christ, I hated this episode. So
Mute.
I saw Star Trek Discovery: The Void, where Silence has least relics and counterpoint. Right, got it. So the episode started off pretty strong. Like, okay, they're gonna go in. Typical. The Enterprise has done it. Voyager's done it. Let's go poke the bear. So they get in there. I can appreciate it. I liked seeing Gray and Gray telling Adira to get the hell out and get to work. That was pretty funny. Overall, for me though, this episode I don't hate it as much as I did. I can't remember it. So this is a 4-2 ratio. And I like 4 episodes of Discovery so far, and I hate 2 of the season. A lot of the things I had issues with was I don't say Book's haunting from his dad, but that was more like messed up. Like that rang back to really where Silence has lease. It's like, yeah, we're gonna do this. This is gonna happen. What bugged me was Zora. I get Zora's an emerging AI, and she's, as Ross says, she's learning on the fly. It's trial by fire, quite literally, with the ship heating up. I felt this could have been Disco's first 2-parter in a sense. They really rushed Zora's development, and I get the situation was dire, but again, I stress this could have been a 2-parter. Gray could have spent more time helping her. Since Gray's going through his training of being a guardian, he's, along with Colburn, probably more inclined to deal with emotional stress, since he would be dealing with symbiotes most of the time and joined hosts. But okay, rush it. They get to it. Burnham, they should not let Burnham give speeches. She's a decent commander.
Always give speeches.
I know. She's a decent commander. This season I've actually liked a lot of decisions she's made. So she's coming into her own as a captain. She owns the chair. But when she gives a speech, I'm like, I am so like she gives a great couple minutes, like, cool, she's got this. Gives a speech, and my confidence is gone.
Well, I mean, like every captain always has done that.
No, right. Every captain does do it. But this isn't Janeway or Picard, where they go into your soul and you want to go and fight to the death for them, or Cisco. But Burnham doesn't give me that fire Picard did, like in the Drumhead, or Cisco when they're about to invade Cardassia. But again, Burnham, however, as far as decision making, Burnham made good decisions in this episode. As far as the little captain goes down with their ship, I'm like, Burnham, you could have just had Zora do everything at this point, and just everybody went to the buffer. She clearly proved she could be trusted. A bigger gripe I had was Owashikin. Is that how I say it?
Yes.
Okay, God, I got it right for once. I liked that she challenged Saru like that. As much as the episode bugged me, that was one thing I absolutely loved, was that she stood up. Not that she has animosity towards Saru, they love each other, but she stood up to Saru. She's like, no, this. She feels she was right. And I'm like, get it. Like, that was really good. And they killed it when they had her apologize. I'm like, no, Saru's not that type of captain where he would shun you for that. He would, and yes, her apologizing was not him ordering her to. I was like, they totally killed it when she apologized. I get her little backstory, and it's very tragic that she couldn't help back then. She wanted to help now. But overall, not the strongest episode for me. Didn't completely. I like we got more Gray. I hope we do get more Gray. Leia has an interesting theory on Gray that if he stays with Disco through the rest of the season, she feels he'll be more of a Guinan type, which would be interesting. I don't know if he can tend bar as well as Guinan, but he's a very good listener. So we'll see how he develops through there.
Very interesting.
I do have, since this is a I want, since you guys mentioned this is a celebration of your friend George, even though he's been gone for 2 years, I do have a George theory. Um, so I believe it was Justin or Jason that said about the ship being lost. You know how the guy in that short trek Discovery's found, and it's just one guy on board talking to the computer, and everybody's like, "Oh, Zora will kill everybody." I think Zora will evacuate the ship and save everybody. Is my kind of thing. Like, if they ever address that in Disco and the ship is lost, where we find it in the short trek, she's gonna be the one that is evacuating the ship. She's not gonna kill everybody. She's gonna save everybody.
Okay, so that goes against what Zora actually said in the short trek.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea, but in the short trek she said that she was ordered to hold position in the nebula, and the crew left.
They like to retcon things.
It's a good theory, but we'll see. We'll see. All right. Anything else, Greg?
No, that's pretty much it. Not too much to say on it. I for it being a Jonathan Frakes directed episode, and I traditionally have liked the episodes he's directed of Disco. Not one of his stronger ones, for me personally. I know Jason loved it, but I mean, we'll see. I don't know if he's directed anymore, but for now, this will be on my second to worst so far.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, where's the check button?
All right, Justin, how about you?
All right, well, this episode was fantastic. Sorry, Greg. I mean, Jonathan Frakes hit it out of the park. I thought the Adira stuff was just a little bit cheesy. She looked way too nervous by now. Mm-hmm. Considering how long she's been there, so hopefully they, get that addressed eventually. But overall, I mean, it had some cool little tidbits in it. The DMA, I told you so.
And elaborate on the "I told you so."
Because I had mentioned that if it's a wormhole, it was going to be an extragalactic wormhole to another galaxy, and that was an idea that you kind of harping on to, I think, a bit, Ross.
But it's not a wormhole to another galaxy. It's not a wormhole technically, and it's
wormholes are both ways. So it's a wormhole from here. It would be a wormhole to another galaxy.
Hold on, is Joe watching Science with Greg, physicist here? So it is not technically a wormhole that we know of yet. It's not known if anything is coming out of it. So therefore, it's one way for the moment. And it is not a wormhole to another galaxy. It is from another galaxy. Its signature does not match what's in the Milky Way. Therefore, it came from somewhere else.
But it would still, the machine that is generating it is in this galaxy.
It's not a wormhole.
It is a wormhole, and it's going to be a wormhole because what else? Or a temporal rift.
The DMA is generating artificial wormholes. Yeah. That's how it jumped from one spot to another. And what they did was go into the subspace rift created by that artificial wormhole.
Now,
the origin of the DMA appears to be outside the galaxy. That's what I took from this.
Now, another thing could be that this thing is going to turn into, some type of a massive rift. Kind of like the one we saw in Picard.
Mm-hmm.
That's the third thing we talked, and we never really got told where those AI machines were from. So it would make sense if they couldn't connect one way, they would try to find another way. And if this is that, then
it's the temporal. It's the transwarp conduit.
It's not no transwarp conduit. God. But yeah. Let's see. What else? The effects this episode, holy shit, they were really badass. I enjoyed it. I thought there for a minute maybe Burnham was going to bite the dust. Get really close, and then they just cut to black. I'm like, really? Really? Cut to black?
Listen,
really,
people? You want them to kill off Burnham. I don't like Discovery, and I don't want them to kill off Burnham. I don't know.
I don't want them to kill off Burnham. I just thought it was just like, They brought it so close to that, and then they just cut it to black like that, which was brilliant. That was a brilliant move because it was just like, oh, what the fuck?
It's they are doing a really good job of amping up the drama.
Mm-hmm. And overall, I mean, it was very well paced compared to some other disco episodes. But yeah, it was the whole thing with what's his name's dad, the mycelial network thing. That kind of harkens back to what happened to Stamets in season 1 when he got fried by the jump drive, by the mycelial drive because the overuse and whatnot. He started having hallucinations. So yeah, it was kind of nice to harken back to that.
Well, it's a unique aspect of his physiology.
Physiology, yes. But yeah, I do enjoy it. Now, next week's going to be the last episode for 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah,
Yep,
and then we'll get Prodigy back.
Yep.
Maybe the spear data came from the same galaxy as a DMA, and a DMA is looking for the spear data. Could be possible.
I
but
don't think so.
I think
I was gonna say I'll say this another small gripe. There are way too many goddamn lieutenant commanders on that bridge. There are 5. Deep Space Nine did not have that many lieutenant commanders.
Hell, the Enterprise D didn't have that many lieutenant commanders.
No,
you know what ship did?
Voyager.
NCC 1701A.
They were all old.
Yes,
that does not count. They were all old, and they that
was what?
How old is the crew of Discovery again?
All like 30-something years old.
Aren't they more like 900 something at this point?
We talked about this. We talked about that's not how that works.
That doesn't count in Star Trek time because that wasn't how they did it with relics.
No, Scotty joked that he was a few hundred years old at that point.
He was 100 and something because McCoy in Farpoint was 130 something, 133.
Yeah. Yep.
But see, that's because they actually lived it.
But yeah, I thought the rating was pretty good.
The makeup of the Discovery crew is remarkably similar to the Enterprise by the films.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of it, especially the aliens. No Linus this week. Yeah,
he's sick. That's why Adair was on the bridge.
No, but he was still present in the episode because they brought him up so much.
Yeah,
true. And didn't we see him for like 5 seconds when they did the whole
at the beginning?
He's molting apparently.
Oh, okay.
So you have to stay under a heat lamp.
Yep.
Ah, that's right. He's getting a tan.
But yeah, on the subject of Gray, I think you might be right that he might stick around for a while and maybe help Zora.
At least like through the end of the season.
Yeah. But just with the thing going on with Zora now, what we saw in the short check, I really see them dumping Discovery at some point, and we might be getting a new ship. It just, I mean, they're not going to want an AI that
the USS Discovery B.
Yeah.
If they're on Voyager J, we're gonna get Discovery B.
Yeah. We'll get another Discovery. I mean, we got Discovery A already, so I mean, what's there to be another lighter outfit? They'll probably build it the exact same way, build it all, and there you go.
Or here's a different idea: the ship gets renamed to the Zora, and a new Janeway class becomes the next Discovery.
Oh, I mean that'd be weird, but okay. I mean, it's not totally implausible. Is there a Janeway class? Because there's a ship called the USS Janeway.
As I understand it, the Voyager J is a Janeway class.
I thought it was Intrepid.
I thought it was a very advanced Intrepid class, so they renamed it.
And then the USS, and then you had the USS Janeway, the USS Voyager J, and then you had the Enterprise,
which we still have not seen.
I'm not sure.
I think we did. I think it was that one Constitution-like class ship.
But I might be getting my canon sources confused.
But Ross, now that Justin and I've gone over, what did you think of Discovery?
Well, I went over a bit of my feelings right at the beginning.
Right.
I really like this episode. It keeps that kind of TOS Star Trek feel with a modern storytelling spin.
I mean, the galactic barrier.
The fact that this was at its core a story about emotions, dealing with stress and how to overcome those feelings that overwhelm us, that consume us, and learning. It's a human story at its core, because that's the struggle that we all deal with. How do we deal with fear, uncertainty, and pushing forward despite being completely overwhelmed? That is what makes Star Trek to me. And with its focus on Zora, it's very different, because Data, by comparison, was built without emotions. He had to get a special chip installed so he could feel emotions. And even then, he could turn it off if he wanted to. He could eventually remove his emotion chip and just not deal with it for a while. He didn't have that kind of growth that Zora is dealing with. He never had that moment where he had to push through feelings of fear and doubt, and push ahead.
Lal did.
But Lal died.
Why you gotta bring up bullshit, man? Why you gotta make me cry like that?
So here we see Zora pushing through one of the most human experiences that you can have, and and as the context of her being the ship, it makes that struggle all the more dramatic, because this isn't an individual who can step aside. This is the ship. And if the ship can't do her job, we're all screwed. And instead of being barked at, Michael and Gray approach this from a very empathetic level.
Right. And the way they're approaching it is great. Like, okay, I get that, treating her like a sentient being. Burnham at the very beginning of the episode is saying please, and Saru's like, what are you doing? She goes, I figured it's polite. And of course Zora's like, Captain Burnham is still very wary of my my consciousness. But I feel they're trying really hard to make Zora the next Data, and that's
But I think you're doing Zora doing it a different way though, because she's not going to have. And now they give her a physical body, I'll be right there with her. I really hope they don't go that route.
This isn't Data we're dealing with. This is that episode of TNG where the Enterprise spontaneously became sentient for the purpose of reproducing. Mm-hmm. Except we're getting a more drawn out version of that, and so far Zora isn't interested in procreating yet.
My only concern at this point now is with Zora coming into her own. Like you just said, if she can't do it, like Burnham says, black alert, jump, and all of a sudden she's like, I don't want to jump. What are they going to do? Like, that they're going to have to deal with that, and that's going to be. I don't know if they're going to do that.
We did deal with that in this episode
because of the void. This wasn't like This wasn't where they were in normal space. The mycelial network was disrupted. This isn't where they were just in normal space, and Burnham's like, "Hey, let's jump to Navarre," and all of a sudden Zora's like, "No, I don't want to do that." What are they going to do?
Zora this isn't Leah. I see where you're coming from. This isn't like Andromeda or Halo, where these AIs are a part of the ship and were installed as part of the ship. Zora has grown from the sphere data.
Yes.
She started,
but
hold on, Justin.
She gets transferred onto the dots before.
She started out as a program meant specifically for self-preservation, the preservation of the knowledge of the sphere data. And she has grown from that to expand that self-preservation to herself and to the crew. She, at the end of this episode, she showed that she is connected to the crew in a way like family. She sees each member of the crew as her family. And that sets her apart from something like Andromeda Ascendant or Cortana.
You know what other sentient AI saw someone's family? Lore, and look how that turned out.
Yes, but Lore had a superiority complex. He didn't have someone he wanted to protect.
Right.
He called Data his brother, but he wasn't above hurting Data.
Right. I would hope they. Okay, so Zora is going to continue to evolve. That much is given. So we're going to see how that progresses, because it doesn't seem. Now they haven't mentioned it, at least when she's been talking to Starfleet Command. If Starfleet Command gets wind of, oh, your ship is a fully autonomous AI, then who knows what they might do? Because it sounds like at the moment, since she's just evolved in the last 2 episodes to have emotion, I'm wondering how.
Because remember, they might still have rules, considering what happened
with the
synth
on right?
I think Starfleet is aware. I think that Burnham has kept Starfleet appraised of the growth of Zora, because
what they do
at this point in the future, I think artificial life is as accepted as anything else. We haven't seen. We haven't seen any explicit proof of this yet, but we do see a very wide and common use of holograms.
But they're in their basic form, though.
Gray is not technically artificial; he's in an artificial body.
Yes,
but as far as I know, we have not seen someone as an artificial life form like Data. We have not seen an android.
My point is, I don't think that they're withholding information of the development of Zora from Starfleet. I think they're being appraised of developments as they come up, and for now, Starfleet isn't doing anything about it because it's a sentient being and a potential growing life that needs to be respected, but also the continued operation of Voyager is of critical importance to Starfleet
Discovery?
Federation. What did I say?
You said Voyager.
You said Voyager.
I meant Discovery.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Any final thoughts on this episode and what we're going to see from the season finale?
Disco has been doing really good to the point, but this is the second filler episode in 6 episodes. This is the second filler episode.
This wasn't a filler episode.
This was very.
You're wrong. This was not a filler episode. They actually
went and did something. You're wrong. Just mute yourself. This felt very fillerish, just because they go into the void and then of course they want to get out of it. I mean that makes sense. I get that. But then we had a next episode, but it's like there's no updated data at that point. I know they couldn't get the data.
They updated the data. They found out where it came. Where it came.
What 2 minutes?
They determined that it came from outside the galaxy.
That's a big thing.
Right. Okay. But where's the exposition that we got? Like, Ross of the Springs back TOS field. Okay, cool. Where's the exposition? Where's Spock giving us the entire rundown of what this is?
Okay, Grog.
If
this was a story that took place in a single episode, we would probably get that. But this is the DMA is a story that's going to be stretched out for the entire season. They're not going to just give us everything right away. It's going to be trickle fed with us with each episode. I know that's not your thing. I know that's not something you like, but that's how Disco is.
Yeah, that's how the things are done now. That's not how Trek did it. That's not how TOS did it, because all those episodes were one and done. There was no continuity at all. I mean, it was one story after another, and no one gave a second thought. Very low community. I mean, That's why I laugh when people bitch about canon. I was like, why? None of the other shows ever gave a shit. TNG didn't do it until a little bit later on in the seasons. They did a little bit. They did it for the
There was some
board and
between 2 and
family.
3.
Yeah, but I mean, there's just TNG didn't do it. Voyager didn't do it till later on in season. Because every episode was a fucking reset button.
Voyager didn't give a
DS9 did
shit
it.
about continuity.
DS9 didn't give a shit about continuity. Let's see, Enterprise definitely didn't give a shit about it because they rebroke a lot of community. Borg episode, anybody? Let's see. So, I mean...
Hey, the Enterprise Borg episode was really good. All right? You could shut up.
But, yeah, I mean, so you can't hold them for this type of storytelling because it's long-form storytelling. Now, not all the other Trek shows are going to be like this, but Discovery, that's the way their format is, at least for now. I guess I wonder if they're going to wait to see how Strange New Worlds does and see if they're going to try to change any formatting on Discovery.
All right. That will conclude our discussion on Star Trek Discovery for this week. Thank you, guys. I'm sad
finale
that
next week.
The mid-season finale. They're going to take a break and bring Prodigy back. And after Prodigy...
Thank you, Brenda.
After Prodigy, we'll be back to Discovery, and then after that, it's Picard.
And then Strange New Worlds.
And then Strange New Worlds.
I mean, Lower Decks.
I know what... Lower Decks doesn't come out next year, is it?
No, by the time Strange New Worlds is over with, it'll be time for Lower Decks.
Well, I think what Paramount's doing and is bugging me is I know what Justin said earlier before we came on the show about production and finishing up, but I know they want to keep Trek relevant. And okay, not keep Trek relevant, it is relevant. What they're trying to do is like, hey, we're going to give you Trek they're trying to give us Trek 12 months in a row. I think it might backfire a little bit because personally, I hate mid-season finales. I just want to see the whole season. When Prodigy's like, oh, mid-season finale, I'm like, damn it. Now mid-season finale, I'm like, damn it.
Well, this is how Nickelodeon does it with their shows, and this is how Paramount's starting to do it with a lot of their shows from the looks of it. A lot of other shows do it this way, which I know I hate it too. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I hate the mid-season bullshit. I wish we could go back to the days where we had 27 fucking episodes to tell a story, but, you know, it's not like that anymore. It's production costs. We want the big fancy production costs. You gotta squeeze everything down in the quick season. Like,
do you think shows like Loki would have benefited from 27 episodes?
No. Loki was good. The way Loki was good.
That's a good question though, Ross, because Disney's just a juggernaut. They did fine with Loki and their show. So we had a Marvel show every month since August. We've had a Marvel TV show. But those didn't have mid-season finales. They were just one-offs, except for Loki. Loki so far and What If are the only two with second seasons. And
What If is tying directly into new canon.
Strange. Yeah.
I love it. I tell you, I told you all that was going to happen too.
And WandaVision.
I still think that with the whole mid-season finale, I think Paramount's going to try it. And it obviously started with Lower Decks this year, and it's going to continue to next year. We're going to see if we're going to have 12 months straight of Trek. I'm going to call it. Because by the time Disco comes back, it will be January, or we'll have Prodigy back. So if we don't have any Star Trek in January, okay, but I don't think that's likely because Disco's not going to be gone that long. But we'll see.
We had a good streak of Trek. Disco season 3 or season 1 of Lower Decks, followed by Disco season 3.
Yeah, we did.
Right. But that wasn't 12 months long. So this Paramount has a shot to give us 12 months of Star Trek.
I think they might give us a little bit of a breather in between, but we'll see.
I would think so.
I don't see anything really negative there. I mean, if it's a new show, it's a new show. You're not getting the exact same thing every week.
Yeah, the way it was back
coming up, I think fatigue is going to be because if they do 12 months of Trek in a row, where it's just a show of Trek, like Disco takes 3 months and so on and so forth. Each show, fatigue.
But
Let him finish.
here's the thing where we had a problem with fatigue. Back whenever fatigue was a thing, we would have 2 Trek shows running concurrently, and doing 7 seasons, 20+ episodes a season. Towards the end of DS9, we had towards the end of TNG, we had DS9. Well, I mean, people were having to keep up with both of those shows. Then we had Voyager and DS9. People were having to keep up with that show. And then Enterprise come in, and by that time, people were just like, really? Another show? Oh, I know. Another one? Really? And I mean, by that point, people were just getting bored because they're running out of really things that were interesting to watch. Enterprise had some good things, but that
it didn't help that the nature of syndication meant that certain channels were running Star Trek at overlapping times.
Yep.
TNG would come on at 8 and DS9 would come on at 8:30 on 2 different channels.
A lot of the time, sometimes you'll have 2
WGN and UPN. Screw you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, UPN.
For those in our younger audience, those were 2 cable channels that were back in the 90s.
Broadcast channels.
Yeah, and they are no longer no longer existent. And I'm actually getting tired.
Yeah.
So Ross,
UPN is now the CW.
Yeah. So Ross, with continuing our podcast, you have a couple things. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you guys for your thoughts on Discovery. Looking forward to next week and the mid-season finale. Let's now. So, as I said at the beginning of the show, this is the 2nd anniversary of the founder of the Real Super Geeks podcast, George Silsby. I think it's appropriate to talk first about who George was, his impact on my life, and a lot of the things we worked on. So, I met George through the Star Trek Online community. When the game first started, it was a huge magnet for Star Trek fans, naturally. And a lot of us really got into the game, the story it was created, and there was no Star Trek on at the time. Enterprise had been off the air for several years at that point, and sorry.
Oh.
I don't even have the app open.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hi, lady. Ray.
The guys say hi and they're laughing about it. So naturally, as the game gained popularity among Trek fans and others, podcasts popped up around it, and there were many. One of the biggest communities that formed around Star Trek Online was the Foundry community, which was a user-generated content tool within the game. And among us, some of us actually started creating our own fan fiction and fan audio series based on the game. I had gotten involved with a show called The Gates of Stovokor, which was a Klingon theme. It started out as a Klingon podcast, but evolved into a narrative of its own. And that's about the time I got involved with the show. I voiced the character Skald. He was a Gorn captain among the KDF. He assimilated nicely into Klingon culture, although suffered some disagreements with the more hardline Klingons. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed writing and voicing and editing these series. And it was through the Gates of Stovokor that I met George. He was creating his own series called Starfinder, which took place within the universe of Star Trek Online, but separated within its own area. He opened up a region. A dwarf galaxy was conjoined with the Milky Way along the southern part of the disk, and Starfinder was going in to explore this area. He had a bunch of big ideas about this place being the origin of the Q, a group of enlightened and elevated artificial intelligences that had become the Choir and the War Monks, and the conflicts that went on in this region. He had the USS Starfinder there, the IKS Bortusku, or no, it was the Kradek, named after one of the Star Trek authors at the time. And he wanted to do this big crossover event with Gates. And after a few months of talking it out, an entire year of production, we created not one, not two, but 4 episodes of crossover. 2 bookends from Gates of Stovacore and 2 1-hour epics that are still some of the proudest things that I ever helped put together. It was so much fun to write. He had the basic idea of what we wanted to do, and after I heard the pitch, my mind just started racing. I ended up adapting the story of the HMS Bounty and adapted that to this. There was a Klingon, there was a mutiny of Gorn crew members aboard the Kradek after they discovered a Gorn-like species in the outback. They thought they could break away from the shackles of the Klingon Empire after they were conquered, and it was a lot of fun. But George and I really hit it off after that, and we started collaborating on a bunch of different projects. This podcast was one of them. But we also had the idea for a original audio series called Witchcast, and I am going to play the pilot for you right now. Let me get share screen, window.
Make sure you share audio.
Oh, did I not?
Press play.
Okay, there we go. Share system audio. There we go. Are you guys not hearing it?
Nope.
Damn it.
Are you in Chrome?
Yeah, it's in Chrome.
I'm trying to think. All right, go back in and try to reshare it.
Share screen, share
Yes.
system audio, window. Volume is all the way up. Do you hear it?
No.
No.
Do you? Okay,
Nothing?
so nothing else. Send me the link. Let me see if I can get this
All
going.
right, I am sharing it in.
I might be able to do this.
Excuse me, kitten. You're right over my mouse.
There
There are 3 cats in this house.
Oh, I'm
Kill 'em
sorry.
all.
What? No, stop. Bad.
1 kitten who's only a few months old, and 2 about, I think, a year and a half old cats.
Oh my.
So, Witchcast, as Justin's getting this ready, Witchcast is an original audio series about Thea Kane, a young witch who started a podcast with the purpose of trying to help people who are having supernatural difficulties, things that you can't really solve through normal means. The coven that she is a part of isn't necessarily supportive of it, but not really disruptive either. There were plans to expand this into World of Darkness type levels where we'd get werewolves and other supernatural things involved. This pilot takes place on Christmas Eve, where Thea starts her show and it answers the call from a person who is being threatened by vampires, and she attempts to help him. And I think it really captures the theme of the show and what we wanted to do with it. And it's one that I really do want to make more of going forward, but I really haven't had the time, you know?
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking at device. That's good. Volume mixers, not more sound settings, so I want to make this where it goes. Okay. Hold on. Yeah.
Got it figured out yet, Justin?
I'm working on it. There we go. All right. Let's see. Speaker headphone output device. So that's going to go into. All right. Let me know if you can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Thank you for calling. You're
Can you
talking
hear
to
it?
Thea.
Yep.
Hello? I don't know if you're the real thing, but I don't know who else to talk to. No one else believes me.
Okay, calm yourself, caller. What's your name and what's going on?
My name is Joe Bright.
Right.
I just wanted to get a present for my wife. She's pregnant. Oh God, I'm never gonna see her again, am I? It's close. I can feel it watching me. It's hunting me.
Who is hunting you?
It's a vampire. It's gotta be. I saw it tear out
Hang on a second.
a guy's throat behind them all. Blood was everywhere. And then it saw me. It looked right at me.
Okay, stay calm. I'm Googling the area.
God, those eyes.
There's a church 2 blocks from there on Brook Street. You think you can reach it?
I'll try.
You still hear it?
I gotta
Yeah, we got
gotta
there.
keep moving. I tried 911, but they thought I was pranking them.
Oh,
They
God.
said they'd send the police to arrest me. I shouldn't have said vampire.
I'm going to try to send guardian spirits to help you. I don't know if it will work since I don't know exactly where you are.
I see something. Glowing people. They're headed the wrong way. They're headed the wrong way.
Shit. How far are you from the church?
I think I see it. Oh God, it's him. He's so close.
You can make it.
I gotta move. He's running. He's gonna catch me.
You can make it. If you can enter that church, on this of all nights, the vampire won't be able to follow you in.
I'm inside. Oh, God. Thank God I made it. I see him.
Stay calm. You are safe now.
He's outside. He's just looking at me. Is he on a phone? What's he doing?
You're safe now. And among people.
No. I don't see anyone else here. Actually, looks like there's a priest over by the altar. He's, on his phone too. Looking at me.
I'm sure it's fine. Go tell him you are being chased by a mugger and need the police to come.
The vampire, he's still on his phone too?
What?
Why is he just standing there?
He is? That's very odd. He should be getting away from there.
Father, I need your help. I was being chased by someone.
I know, son. Did anyone see you come in?
No. No one else knows I'm here except the lady on the phone.
Good. I am very sorry, son.
Sorry. Sorry for what?
For this.
Oh my god, he's a vampire too!
No! No! How can he be? He's in a church!
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, may you rest in
Oh
peace.
God.
Hello, whoever you are, young lady. Forget what you think you heard here. No one would believe you anyway.
Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, that's the end of it.
Oh, okay. Let me switch the audio
What
back.
the fuck, man? That laugh track just killed all of the tension.
Oh, that wasn't part of it. Damn it, Justin.
No, it wasn't. I have to be very proud of what we did there, and you just
It was
go
very
and
good.
throw a laugh track on there. Come on.
It was good. You should be proud of it.
But yeah, that was one of the last things that we worked on together. We had hoped to make a whole series out of it, actually try and monetize it a bit and build up an actual studio. But that was also pretty close to the time that my son was born, and I had to scale back naturally.
Yeah,
Damn,
I know how
kids
it
get in the
goes.
way.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed working on that. Let me bring up. So that was Witchcast, but George was a prolific creator. He was always making different things, making different shows and mini episodes. Probably one of the funniest things that he ever created was a short series called Bat Radio, a parody series that took Batman out of crime fighting and essentially turned him into Howard Stern. Just wanted to hear Ross die. Honestly, he wants to hear me die, but he'll settle for you, Ross. That was Sun. So let me see if this will work. Let me share screen window system audio. Oh, if I share a window, it won't share the audio. I've got to share the Chrome tab.
Yep.
Okay, so this might fix it this time.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Booster Gold, and I am with my little robot buddy Skeets.
Hello, everyone.
Gosh, fighting bad guys all day sure is thirsty work. I wish I had a nice, cool beer.
Scanners detect a local store carrying our new Booster Gold Extra Pale Ale.
Sweet. It's full of a mix of a great ale mixed with energy drink stuff like a Red Bull. Let's go grab some.
Wow! I sold beer to the dashingly handsome Booster Gold.
No, it's dashing and handsome. See?
Oh, my bad. Dashing and handsome Booster Gold.
Haha, thanks, baby. Here's my card. Give me a call sometime and we can drink some Booster Gold Extra Pale Ale together.
Booster, scanners indicate the female is under the legal age 21. The minimum drinking age does not lower until 2032, when Jimmy Kimmel becomes president.
Ah, well, sorry, baby. But be sure to tell all your older, legal-aged friends and family about Booster Gold Extra Pale Ale.
Just pay me my $20. Damn.
So that's an example of some of the ads that went into the show, and it just fits perfectly.
So that what that made me think of was Bust the Nut Bar and Booty Sweat from Al Pacino and Tropic Thunder. Pop an ass open.
So let me bring up one of the see if I can get a teaser or one of these shorter. These this is Chooch, George's channel, Chooch99, where he's got all of the old episodes of the Real Super Geeks,
including, but not the infamous drunk episode. That will never see the light of day.
But not the lost episode, which will forever be lost to time.
There's a reason to that.
Can't hear it.
There's nothing being played yet.
Oh.
He would do weird stuff like this from time to time. I think that was a test broadcast. Oh, here we go. This is an actual video of George being Batman.
Hello, this is Batman. I just want to let you know there's some seriously cool shit coming. Stay tuned. Yeah.
This is the inaugural episode of The Real Super Geeks.
Oh, dear.
Holy hero talk, Batman. Deadpool earns Wolverine a hard R. Batman v Superman drops an epic final trailer. Supergirl crossing over with The Flash in March. All this and so much more. So hang on to your capes. You just joined Super Geeks.
We've come a long way.
I wish we could still use this thing.
Yeah.
All right. That was cool. Well, welcome to the first episode of Super Geeks. I'm George, and with me today is the lovely Shell.
Hi there.
And Anthony.
All right.
Guys, we're going to do things a little bit different on this show. Let me ask, where can people find you guys on social media? We're going to do this in the beginning.
So, yeah, that's the first episode of The Real Super Geeks. I joined in the second episode and started hosting the show on my website. You see where we get the superhero announcement at the beginning. Though we lost "Hang On to Your Capes" for a bit. Maybe got to bring that back.
We got to bring back the OG formats. I think that's really, going back over these old shows the last few days back. When I joined, that's a lot of the stuff where we had fun.
We did have a lot of fun.
Holy hero talk, Batman.
Stop.
Deadpool earns Wolverine.
Stop. There we go.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. There was not a lot of negativity. We were just talking about the latest shows and movies and left the news largely out of it.
Yeah. Had fun. Talked about fun. There was plans for a Star Wars audio series.
I remember talking to him about that.
Yeah. There was The Last Dungeon, which was a D&D like show.
He was wanting to do a Doctor Who band series too at one point. Yep.
Oh, here we go. Here's the intro to the stinger for Bat Radio.
There's two kinds of people in this city. Those who listen to the Batman and those who listen to his fists.
I'm sure you belong in the second category.
You're listening to Bat Radio on 30.3 SM, satellite radio.
I'm Batman, and you're listening to Bat Radio. You better keep tuning in, or I'll come down there and I'll find you. And you don't want that. Trust me, you don't want a piece of this. The Bat. So, I don't really have much else to say. I better order some pizza. Yeah. So tune in, or else. Yeah. So,
Leo wants to hear Ross die again.
What?
Leo wants to hear you die again.
Okay, well, I'll have to share that screen. So, share screen, Chrome tab, Witchcast.
It will not let you do that. Let you do the tab.
Father, I need your help. I was being chased by someone.
I know, son. Did anyone see you come in?
No. No one else knows I'm here except the lady on the phone.
Good. I am very sorry, son.
Sorry? Sorry for what?
For this.
Oh my god, he's a vampire too!
No! No! How can he be? Church!
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, may you rest in peace.
Oh God.
Hello, whoever you are, young lady. Forget what you think you heard here. No one would believe you anyway.
Oh God. Oh God.
There. Are you happy, Leah? You heard me die again.
I'm gonna have to clip that in the audio and put that on my soundboard. Oh look, Sun has decided to grace us with her presence.
Well, yeah, I just got back from the party.
Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah, kind of.
With liquor or without liquor?
I don't drink, so without liquor. Although I did find a new mantra.
Yeah?
Don't build gingerbread houses. Build gingerbread dragons.
God damn it.
Nice.
Yeah, there's there's actually a couple of dozens of photos of gingerbread dragons out there.
Why don't you share, while I come up with the next clip to share, why don't you share some of your stories about George?
Most of my stories with George involve me pushing George's buttons.
We did that well.
It wasn't hard.
So here's the thing. I have this uncanny ability to take an argument to its most extreme logical conclusion.
She's not lying. She's not lying. She will argue till the paint falls off the walls.
That's true. But I have this certain ability to take someone's argument and then basically see it out to the most totalitarian end possible, right? And a couple of the arguments that I've gotten into with George over the years were ones where he actually just storms off and then comes back to me 24 hours later, and he's like, "Yeah, no, you're right. That would not work at all because what you said happened would actually probably happen." And it's like, see, I told you.
Oh God. That's how I came to be on the show, was from one of those famous arguments, but not with you, but with Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, that was a dinger. I remember I seen George put a post like, "I'm being kicked out of my own group," and I'm just like, "What? Sean is kicking me out of my own group." So I message Sean, ask him what's up. He tells me what's up. I'm like, "Oh God, I know exactly how to handle people who've had too much to drink. Did it for a long time." So I got to talking to George. I was like, "Look, Sean's a good guy. He's not taking nothing for you. He just doesn't want you to do anything stupid. Go to bed. You'll be fine."
All right, here's a good one to share. This I shared this with you guys a little bit ago during one of the Lower Decks episodes that seemed quite appropriate.
Star Trek Starfinder, based on themes, characters, and situations created by Gene Roddenberry. Season 1, Minisode 5, Monkey Business.
Scorpio Commander's Log, Supplemental. Scorpio has been on a reconnaissance patrol of Sector 05 Delta 2 for 2 days now, while Starfinder conducts repairs following an ambush by a mysterious race called the Rathan, who appear to be an offshoot of the Tholian race. We are carrying the Mako Lightning Squad on board.
2 chili dogs, red onions, side of potato salad, and a glass of root beer.
Burns, there's a rumor going around you used to be married to a Klingon once.
Yeah, I was. What about it?
Dare I ask what happened to that mating arrangement?
Oh, not much to tell. We met during a joint Starfleet KDF mission to take down some Pharassan pirates. When it was over, we had a big victory party, a lot of blood wine. By the time I sobered up, I was married to her.
Why didn't you get annulment? Sounded like you had cause.
Well, I decided to give it a go. She also kind of threatened to cut off my, if I backed out. It wasn't all that bad the first few weeks. She even had a sweet pet name for me. How did that go again? Saha. No, wait. Saha. Something like that. Those are the words.
Burns, I know enough Klingon to know that means dumbass.
What? Are you serious?
Uh-oh, what now?
Report.
The Rathan ship has broken off and withdrawn, sir. Our shields are at 70%. Their dark matter missiles left gaps in the shield arcs. We have minor hull damage.
Hail the Ferengi vessel.
What? What do you want? Can't you see I'm a little busy right now? The nerve of some people.
This is Commander Austin of the Federation starship Scorpio attached to Starfinder. I wasn't aware of any Ferengi starships that had made it this far into the Outback already.
Well, guess what? This Ferengi ship made it this far into the Outback already. Boy, you guys are sure quick studies. Go back and tell your Starfinder people that Captain Grom has...
That's definitely a Ferengi.
Crap, I've been boarded.
The Rathan are extremely dangerous. You're likely going to be dead soon. Good luck. Helm set a course for...
Wait, maybe I was a bit hasty and, I could probably use your help over here. I have some precious goods. I was trading with the locals, and, I can't afford to lose this one, if you know what I mean.
Austin to Burns, get Lightning Squad to the transporter room.
What? What are you smelling now, Hobbs?
Besides red onions, I smell some kind of animal.
Hobbs? That's no way to talk about Navira.
Wait, what?
Right, loud clanging noise. Navira, scan that for me.
Why do I always have to do your scanning? You do know how to operate a tricorder, Burns, don't you?
Do they always argue mid-mission like this?
Yeah, usually. It usually goes, Burns orders her to do something. She argues, he gives in.
Oh, like my in-laws.
I'm standing right here, privates. What we have here is Private Mr. Funny Guy, and Private my turn to take point because I pissed Sergeant Burns off, guy.
Which one am I, Sarge?
You're Mr. The second one. Just take point, soldier.
Can you at least scan ahead of me so I don't walk in blind?
Sure. Navira, scan up ahead for our private, will ya?
Here we go again.
So is it the woman's job to do all the scanning, Burns? You forgot how to operate a tricorder, haven't you?
No, of course not. I left mine in my bunk. Satisfied?
I swear, I don't know how you managed to stay alive this long without me. Movement. 20 meters ahead. Some sort of energy signature that matches dark matter.
Rathan. There's supposed to be some sort of phone-in offshoot race.
Weapons hot. There they are. Waste them. Over there.
On your flank! Shoot him! Oh, God.
Just like Tholians.
Guys, do you see these things, right? I think I'm going to be...
But they're obsidian. So dark.
Oh, there goes my lunch.
I have a scent down now. I'm not smelling any ahead.
Let's move, people. Make our way to the bridge.
Hold up. That animal scent is behind this door. It's not the raffin, it's something else.
Vera?
Yeah. Tricorder is detecting some small creatures, but I can't ID them.
Okay, Makos. Weapons ready. I'm opening the door. Ow! My face! Get him off!
Hey, that's a baby Mugato. He's kind of cute. He seems to like you, Sarge.
Why do I have a space monkey on my face? Get off me, space monkey!
He's just a baby Mugato. Hey, little fella. Oh, he's friendly.
I smell many more like him in the air. Far ahead and in other rooms.
What the hell is this? A Ferengi zoo? Let's keep moving, Makos. Hey, get off my back, space monkey. Okay, fine. You better not make me mess up my shots if I have to fire on bad guys. Finally, the bridge. And the door's locked.
That button says push for intercom in several languages. How convenient.
What? Can I help you?
Yeah, let us in. Is the Mako sent by Scorpio?
Rule of acquisition number 190. Hero, trust nothing. It's safer if we keep the doors locked.
Oh, yeah? Well, Burns Law number 23. Open the door, we'll blow it open with explosives.
I was just following rule of acquisition number 194. It's always good business to know about new customers before they walk in the door.
We're not customers, Ferengi. We're Makos. And we came to rescue. Not by choice, mind you.
Demon Grom, look at the wolves on that female. Oh, yeah. Hello, madam. I am Grom. I will be your illustrious host for tonight. Might I take your clothes for you? You do know it's quite rude for a female to wear clothing on a Ferengi vessel. But boss, didn't that change back in? Shut up, Rual.
What did you say, Ferengi?
Well, thanks for all the help, fellas and lady. But I'll be taking my Mugatu back now.
He doesn't seem to want to go with you, Ferengi. Maybe he should lead with me.
Rule of acquisition number 144. There's nothing wrong with charity as long as it ends up in your pocket. In other words, he's my property. I legally smuggled him. I legally transported his entire family to trade for dark matter weapons from a local black marketeer. What do I get for compensation if I just let you take him?
Burns Law 65. Cooperating with Makos is good for one's health.
You're just making it up as you go, aren't you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Let them have the monkey, boss, in exchange for Umox with the female.
Okay, other than one drunken night under Xana Station, I wouldn't be cut dead having any relations with a Ferengi.
Oh, but there was one drunken night at Drozana, eh, madam? Tell me about that night. Was it with me?
How about instead you show us your license to carry wild Mugato across interstellar space, Ferengi?
Nice try, Cajun. But the Outback is not Federation space, so I don't need permission to do anything out here.
And we aren't obligated to render any more assistance. Now, we cleared out your boarding party of hostiles. If you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way, and I'm taking the monkey with me. Burns to Scorpio. We did all we could here. One Mako team and a space monkey to beam up.
Did you say a space monkey? You need to stop talking about Hobbs that way, Sergeant. Stand by.
Goodbye, my Mako friends. I'll send you the bill for the space monkey later.
And that's pretty much Starfinder. That was a long one. I'm sorry, but and tell me that is not a one-for-one recreation of the Mugato episode in Lower Decks.
God. You bring this on yourself, Ross. You know what's coming.
Lay it on me.
You know what's coming. Oh, Lordy.
I think that's where I'll wrap up the George talk for the night. He was a brilliantly creative, passionate, disruptive,
argumentative,
unstable,
fun,
very fun,
but loyal friend,
and a shameless hype man. He would plug everything that he made and his friends made.
Matter of fact, I remember the night that I came in contact with George. He was drunk, hyping up, wanting to go live, hyping something. I don't remember quite what it was. Doctor Who, maybe? It was something, and Sean was like, "Oh God, no," because he was very, very intoxicated. Which, I mean, it's George in his truest form. George always had alcohol near him. Like, he used to have a box of wine that he had off the side of the desk that he would take drinks out of during the show. He gave zero fucks.
Yeah.
Wait. I misheard that. I completely misheard that. I misheard that as George kept a box of wine at the side of his desk that he would hump from time to time.
Well, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me as much as he loved his box of wine now. This was George we're talking about. He was a strange person, but he was a good one.
George was the crazy girlfriend everybody tells you not to date, but you date because they're so much fun to date. And then they turn crazy and you're like, oh God, no, please no. It's fun, but God, please no.
No.
And nowhere was this more on display than the other podcast I was in George with, Club 602. That's so our Florida Man segments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where that comes from.
Imagine that, but an entire podcast of it with a host that antagonizes everybody and twists their comments on each news story to its most ridiculous extreme.
Of course.
The hilarity that comes from that was just... So, for example, in the first time I was on this podcast, within 5 minutes I was being called a racist. No, none of it was taken seriously, but I mean, and this was the only podcast I was able to get my wife in on a regular basis. That's how much fun we had.
That's the type of fun I would have loved to try. We couldn't really do the racist thing nowadays with this political climate. Oh my God.
This was 2016.
Yeah, that was
5 years ago is a long time these days.
Yeah. Anyway, that podcast ended with the passing of Anthony Battles, who is the primary host.
Mm-hmm.
He remembering him, he was
the George Jr. basically.
No, he was a very different breed. I'm not sure how to describe him, but he would have a question of the week with each segment, and cover the children's ears. His most infamous question was, "Come for grandma."
That's okay. My Twitch is rated for adults. Facebook might not be. YouTube might not be, but Twitch is rated for adults, so we're safe.
He posed that question, and then all of a sudden, the word "gilf" kind of suddenly exploded everywhere.
The idea is Grandma catches you masturbating, and she offers to help. Do you accept it?
No.
If she's your step grandma.
There was a movie with Jim Carrey and an old lady as the landlord who had removable teeth, like she had false teeth that she could pop out.
What's that? Ace Ventura?
Yeah, that was Ace
No.
Ventura. Oh no!
Was
That
it?
was
No, I don't think it was.
I think that's the
Was
Dumb and
that-
Dumber sequel.
Was it?
No,
Might have
I don't think it was.
I'm going to go back and rewatch.
No, he was
Jim.
he was a moderately intelligent guy down on his luck, and he was living with this old lady, so he was paying her rent, but she was always horny on him.
You're what it Adam Sandler?
No, I don't think it was Adam Sandler. I think it was Jim Carrey.
Oh God, that's going to bug me now.
That sounds like
Thanks,
something
son.
Adam Sandler would do, not Jim
Yeah.
Carrey.
I know. That's like. Yeah,
'Cause I can't place it either, and I know all of Jim Carrey's movies. I was planning to rewatch of Chevy Chase stuff this year for Christmas, but I might have to switch over to Jim Carrey instead.
Justin, do you have any other fond memories of George?
Many arguments we would get into, about stuff for the show, and he would come back like, you know what, you're right, let's do it. I'm like, God. I mean, he would get heated and he'd storm off. Like, I'm leaving. Okay, see you later. And come back and be like, God damn it. Why are you right? I'm like, because I researched. He's like, okay, well. Yeah, I mean, it was always a fun person to be around. He always bring high energy into any place he was at. I mean, even when he was down, he still tried to be the life of the party. That was one thing I don't remember. Let's see. What was there? There's just so much stuff in the short time I knew him. I didn't really know him long because I kind of, I was always part of the Super Geeks group. I was invited by Sean. I just kind of was watching what was going on, trying to figure out who was who. Because I know I saw George around a lot everywhere. I remember the one fight that him and that he got into it with Hinman over a few things.
It was Yes Man. Jim Carrey's movie Yes Man.
That's what it was.
The old lady from that was so horny.
That's one movie I haven't really. That's the one movie I have not seen a whole lot of times, so that's why I probably couldn't place it.
So
I mean,
he
I've
was
watched it, but.
So, like in Liar Liar, he was cursed to tell the truth all the time, and then
Right.
in Yes Man, he was cursed to basically
yes.
to agree to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so she asks him, and he's like, "Yes."
And he went on a no denture adventure.
He starts off crying until he realizes it's like the most fucking amazing thing ever.
And now nobody will ever think of any of us the same.
Hey, that's the lesson of Yes Man. Don't knock it till you try it.
He got a Gummy Award. Really? None of you are laughing? Come on.
That was good.
That was the wrong button. That should have been. Tiny buttons, big fingers.
But yeah, no, George wasn't the only one to get into fights with Michael Hinman. Me arguing with George is one of the reasons Michael Hinman hates me.
Oh, it wasn't hard to take him. All he had to do was be like, "You're wrong, Michael Hinman," and he would give you like a 10-page response of why you're wrong and he was right, and he has the knowledge that you don't. And I'm just like, yeah, that was Michael for you. But yeah, George, yeah, it was, that fight between him and Sean still brings me back, because I can remember him talking to me like, "He's stealing my show." I'm like, dude, I know Sean. I've known Sean forever. He's not taking your show. because you're drunk. Give him a day and you'll be fine. No, it's not. I've lost everything. I'm done. I'm going away. And then after that, we were the best friends.
Well, to be fair, George had gone through 2 bouts of homelessness at that point.
Yeah.
And of course, was also a vet too.
He was a vet. He was bipolar.
And which the alcohol really didn't help. Like that's why I was just like, just calm down, go to bed.
The alcohol was a coping mechanism. So
yeah. He was drunk for many shows, and it showed.
Oh yeah,
especially the Lost episode. So I will briefly describe the Lost episode of the Super Geeks. We were talking about the Flash, Arrow, and I forget what else.
Wasn't it Supergirl?
It might have been Supergirl, but
we did our
we did our introduction for the show. George introduced our topics and then led into the Flash. We talked a bit about the Flash, and we had our first tangents. And then he reintroduced the topic of the Flash. We
did that another tangent.
We finished talking about the Flash and went on another tangent, and then he reintroduced the topic of the Flash again. We told him, we've already talked about the Flash, we're talking about something else. He said, okay. And we started talking about something else, had another tangent, and then he went back to the Flash again. And it made for a very disjointed and bizarre and not very good show. And so we, a day later, before, at that time, we recorded the show on, I think it was Friday. I spent the weekend, either the next day or over the weekend, I would type up the synopsis and a brief description of the show and post it on my website, and then it would go live on YouTube. But after listening to the show while I was trying to type up the write-up, I talked to George and said, dude, this is not good. This is bad. This is objectively bad. We can't share this. And as much as he tried to say it was funny, he also agreed that it was bad. It was so bad. Oh,
I think I remember he actually shared it with me at one time. Like, this can never air, and I don't have it anymore. But oh my god, it would have been like a worst nightmare type scenario if we had done that one live. One of us would have something would have gotten banned.
No, none of us would have gotten banned. It was just a bad episode, and just. It wasn't something any of us were proud of. None of us even wanted to put out to fill time. It was not a good episode.
Sometimes miss, the editing of recorded episodes, but it does free up a lot of time.
There was no editing to fix that.
No.
Well. I have one last thing to share tonight, and this was an audio series that George and I worked on called Blood of the Near. This was a pilot that we were trying to do a Romulan themed show. This was shortly after the release of the Romulan faction in Star Trek Online. And we had high hopes for it. We kept it limited. We were only planning 6 episodes, but this was about the time that I was starting to get deployed again. So it kind of went nowhere. And the team that we'd put together, a few of them were a little disruptive, let's say.
Like most fan productions.
Musical introduction.
Dorsal shields are gone. We have hull breaches on deck 3. Ah! Emergency force fields are not responding. We are venting atmosphere.
The first shots took out our cloaking device. Its destruction sent a massive power surge into the EPS system. We have plasma leaking into the corridors of at least 8 sections, and power is failing across the board.
Weapons are online, but target lock isn't, Commander Gisela. I have a rough firing solution, but it's unlikely we're going to be able to hit anything.
Then make your shots count, Calabandar. Time to earn those lieutenant epaulets of yours. Fire when ready.
Time to dance. The enemy ship is engaged cloak. I've lost it.
Track its last known location and follow along the previous course and speed. Evaluate for a firing solution along that track.
Working. Done.
Fire!
Direct hit. Your cloak is disabled. The enemy ship is coming about.
Ravasius, identify it.
Ship is a DeLon-class warbird, fleet variant, IRW Gladius.
Fleet variant? This Otilis class may have a speed advantage, but we won't last long against a warbird with her firepower.
So long as we keep out of her forward firing arc and out of her cannon's range. Vernos, can we subdue her long enough to escape?
But she was able to detect us and target us under cloak, sir.
That is true. That could mean only one thing.
I wondered when you would figure that part out, Commander.
Sub-Commander Lodoa, what is the meaning of this?
I thought it was obvious, Commander. No sudden movements, or I will use this disruptor on the beloved Commander. It is set to the lowest setting, so it will take him at least an hour to die. But die he will.
Stand down, all of you.
But, sir...
I said stand down, Centurion. The time for sacrifice will come, but this is not that time.
You always were a wise one, but you are naive if you think this fledgling republic stands any kind of chance against the coming destruction. Only the strength of the Tal Shiar can protect the future of our people.
You're mad!
If you had seen what they have shown me, you would not think so. The chaos the Quadrant has seen over the last year has only been a taste of what is to come. Darkness is coming. Heralds are already among us. We cannot stand against their power. The only way to survive is to join with them.
At what cost?
Shields are gone, Commander. I'm detecting transporter signatures across the ship.
Sub-Commander Lodoa to Gladius. The bridge is secure. You may transport when ready.
So this is the Ewalia that has been troubling our outer territories?
And they may be small, but she...
I care not for your pitiful boasts. This ship is now the property of the Tal Shiar and the Romulan Star Empire. You and your crew are our prisoners. If you resist us, you will die.
The ship and crew are secure. They will offer you no further trouble.
Good work, Sub-Commander. As promised, you will receive a commission with the Tal Shiar and a promotion to Commander.
I am at the Empress's service.
No, a pity it will have to be posthumous. One must never trust a traitor, even one you create. Sweep this ship, collect the crew, and prepare to take them aboard. Kill any who resist.
That was so much fun to make. I really miss brainstorming and creating with George. He was an inspiration for a lot of the stuff that I've done both then and since. And probably part of the reason why I've dropped off so much is because that creative crucible isn't there anymore. He was just this font of ideas that you could bounce anything off of at any time, and he would always have something new for you. Even if it was just off the wall, dumb and silly, you'd eventually have something really interesting to go with. Witchcast and Blood of the Near are really good examples of that.
I'd also like to point out that the voice of Commander Trizella that y'all heard was a friend of mine, personal friend of mine named Scotty Matthews, who passed away himself about a year ago. And if some of y'all live in New York or in Tennessee, you may have heard his voice before because he did a lot of commercial work for radio stations, for several radio stations.
And he knocked that role out of the park.
Oh, he an amazing voice. And like George, he always had a bottle in his hand after work. But unlike George, he was the philosopher drunk. And me and him would go back and forth with conversations all the time. And with me and George, it was a kind of playful fight for some times, and it was a serious fight on other times, but it was fun, you know. So yeah, that's three people who are gone from the nerd sphere.
But their memory lives on, and we help keep them alive through things like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's the main reason that we keep the show going, is to keep George's memory and energy alive.
You know, Heath actually said he was jealous of George's spontaneity and Scotty's voice.
Heath, the guy she's talking about, Heath Rowell, he was the editor for a lot of these things that I showed off. He's the one who edited Blood of the Near, most of Bat Radio. He was 3 voices in this one, as well as many voices in Bat Radio. Another incredibly creative guy who is often held back by his own self-doubt. But I had a lot of fun working with him on other projects. He had a audio series he was trying to do called Revenant White that I'd really like to see him continue on with. But I think that'll about do it for tonight. Do you guys have any other final thoughts on the memory of George Silsby?
No, but I have one on Discovery.
Yeah.
This is the first episode that I sat and bawled through.
Oh.
Like, I did nothing but cry this episode of Discovery. I felt for Zora this whole fucking episode.
It was incredibly emotional.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'd like to get that out of the way. I wasn't here earlier.
Yeah, it was a damn good episode for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was.
Alrighty, well, this has been a hell of a little show, just a little bit different format, a little nicer format. Are we still doing what we are watching this week, or are we going to skip that?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear what you guys have been watching this week, and let's lead off with Sun.
So I finished The Witcher this week, season 2.
Nice.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say much about it other than it kind of rips on season 1. And it's funny that it rips on season 1 because it does it in kind of this subverted expectational way. When it happens, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. A lot of people say this is stuff that doesn't happen in the games, and I can't say. I didn't get far in 1 to get anywhere like that, but you know, this season for The Witcher I have to say it was a lot stronger in some aspects than season one, especially the whole telling a straight storyline. So it's a whole hell of a lot less confusing. Um, at the same time, I don't know. There was more. I've watched a bunch of reactions that say, "Oh, it's this season is gone woke because this, that, or the other," and I don't know. I mean, like season one, we had that whole dragon arc thing, right? With the friendly dragon guy thing and all that stuff, and like, why wouldn't something like that carry over into season two? I don't understand why people are making those aspects out to be this woke thing.
Yeah, how it goes nowadays. It seems like the woke things are getting thrown everywhere. I mean, just that stupid stuff. I mean,
You're right. If somebody doesn't like something, woke has become the new buzzword to mean I just
yeah,
don't
just
like
like
it.
it used to.
I don't like it.
Yeah, just like it used. Like it's stupid. No, it's not woke. It's always been like that. You just don't like it. That's okay. That's fine. It doesn't mean that
Well,
everyone else is supposed not to.
Yeah, and that's the problem. I don't think we have a population that is articulate enough anymore to explain why they don't like something.
I really fear for the future generation because
Easy,
we have
guys,
some.
easy.
Oh,
Getting pretty negative here.
This is what are we watching?
Yeah. So
well,
I watched that. Honestly, I think that's all I watched besides Discovery this week.
no Expanse.
I've never watched The Expanse.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see, what else was there that?
All right, thank you, son. And one thing to keep in mind: the population has a lot more what's the word I'm looking for here?
Idiots.
More people are able to broadcast their thoughts to a wider audience than before.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not that less people are articulate; it's that more inarticulate people are able to get their opinions heard by more people.
That's true.
Thank you, Internet.
That's true.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. You just got more noise to wade through. Anyway, Justin, what have you watched this week?
Let's see. I'm going to be watching The Expanse after this. I've been on a rewatch of Cobra Kai since we get that next week. Hawkeye, of course, and The Matrix. Oh, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but as said earlier,
now.
it's absolutely fabulous, and it draws back on things, kind of like what Sean was saying with The Witcher. It draws them back in a good way, and it doesn't overdo it. And I don't know how other way to say that without giving spoilers, so I will stop with that one. I've been playing a new game called Evorion, which is a block builder space game, kind of like space engineers and the like. It's been kind of pretty fun. Buddy of mine got it for me for Christmas. We've all been playing the hell out of it. It's really unique. It's co-op. So I'll be tinkering around with that for a little bit and see where it goes. But yeah, this is actually on sale on Steam right now. I think it's $13.99 for a Christmas sale. So yeah, it's really easy to get going, really easy to start off and understand the dynamics of it. So once you figure out, do the tutorial, you should be good to go. Just do the tutorial. Trust me on this.
Very cool. Thank you, Justin. Greg, what have you been watching this week?
Finished Witcher season 2. I believe it very much improved on season 1. It was a lot better, and not the bad ways. I mean, season 1 was great. Season 2 just did what it's supposed to do. It improved upon it. Of course, watched Hawkeye. Loved it. Can't wait to talk about that with you guys. Matrix again, sharing Justin's sentiment. It was amazing. Can't wait to talk about that one too. Spider-Man: No Way Home. I got to see it this week.
Yeah.
this was a bit of a heartbreaker one because it's Leia's favorite superhero, but she told me to go see it without her in anticipation we were going to talk about it tonight. That was not the case, so I got to see it without her. So we're going to go on Sunday. I'm going to see it again and take her with me. I will say this about it: Spider-Man 2 with Maguire has been regarded as the best Spider-Man movie ever. I mean, I'll say that up until Far From Home with Holland. No Way Home tops Spider-Man 2. It will take the mantle as best Spider-Man movie.
Very nice. Thank you, Greg. As for me, in between the absolute insanity that's been this week, I managed to watch the first 4 episodes of Hawkeye.
Cool.
And I really enjoyed it. It's very cool to see these more down-to-earth hero stories. Clint struggling to do what's right amid also trying to do what's right by his family. Seeing him vulnerable in a couple episodes, and Kate Bishop is a much more interesting character than I expected.
I really hope they keep her around.
Spoiled rich girl who uses her free time and vast resources to become good at multiple different archery, archery, martial arts, and all sorts of other disciplines that others might not have the time or opportunity for, but actually wanting to do good with them despite being, youthfully overconfident.
If I may, Ross, so you've seen the first 4 episodes, so I'm going to take a little bit of talk about this because I've been itching to talk to you especially about this.
Mhm.
Okay, first off, Kate, lover. 2 things. Hawkeye actually became the first show in Marvel, actually, I believe in overall pop culture, in terms of superheroes, to be the first hard of hearing superhero.
Yeah.
A lot of people were giving positive on that he's deaf without the earpiece. So a lot of people like really joyed for that, especially with Echo. She's also deaf.
Yeah.
Also, so you see that 4 episodes. So you got to see Yelena and Kate meet, right?
Yes.
Over the mac and cheese.
Or no, it's 4th episode was Rooftop. Mac and Cheese was 5th episode.
No, I haven't seen the mac and cheese yet.
You haven't seen the mac and cheese episode yet?
No,
That's
not
5th
yet.
episode.
Oh, it must be after that.
Yeah, it is.
They need to do a
But-
Marvel short. You'll understand
No,
why. Ross,
I
when you
just
see
got
it.
finished with the Pym arrow.
that comes into play a little bit a few more times. Yeah, I love that arrow.
When you see the next episode, you'll understand why Marvel needs to do a Marvel short. The first one should be Yelena and Kate. I'll leave it at that.
It's very hard for me to take the Tracksuit Mafia seriously.
It doesn't get any easy.
The way they just keep saying, "Bro, we found you, bro."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a bro.
Stop.
It does. They don't have that accent. It's a very American and exaggerated bro.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb that who's the actual overall leader of this group. And I'm just like, really? No.
It's the guy from Jersey Shore. I guarantee you.
But and it's funny because trust. If you look at their trucks, trust their bro moving, and then they say, "Bro, it's great."
Trust it, bro. Bruh.
It gets funnier, I swear.
Oh, jeez.
It gets stupid and funny at the same time. You're going, what the fuck, or laughing at something in the background.
Most significant thing I watched this week, though. So a little background. A little bit ago, there was a Warhammer 40K parody show called "What If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device," or TTS for short.
Oh God!
It had the Emperor of Mankind immobile and practically dead on the Golden Throne, given a text-to-speech device so he can finally speak again. And it's that kind of monotone, what the fuck kind of speech compared to everyone else's regular speech. And it was so fun and funny that celebrated the ridiculous aspects of 40K, but also told an interesting story. Unfortunately, the creator chose to suspend production for a time after GW released an update to their own fan creation guidelines in preparation for the release of Warhammer Plus, their streaming service. The guidelines are very similar to the CBS guidelines in some ways.
That
but
froze a lot of the Star Trek fan productions.
Right. But what came out of that was a brand new series called Hunter the Parenting. It transplants a lot of the characters from TTS and sets them in the world of darkness.
So vampires and werewolves and ghosts.
Yes, but you don't realize it's the world of darkness until you're halfway through the episode and you've been introduced to all these characters.
Yeah, it's kind of like watching the season 1 of The Witcher, where you don't know you're literally time hopping till about 4 episodes in.
Yes, and it's got the same writing, the same voice actors, essentially the same characters, but in different situations, similar names. It's very clear that they've been transplanted and recontextualized. But it's such a fun series with a lot of really wonderful character moments before the shit hits the fan. You've got the big, overconfident and boisterous dad, his two sons, the rigid, the unfunny and straight-faced Door, and his young 8-year-old son. You've got Mark, the flamboyant and red-haired, show it off, his fiance Kitten, and of course Boy, the son. And they're just talking and bullshitting as they're walking down this nature walk in the UK in the middle of the night. As conversation goes on, they briefly talk about Cockthorpe and other locations as they're just bullshitting. It's fun to listen to. Fun to listen to the conversations ebb and flow. There's
and
a lot
occasionally
of really,
turn into a Skrillex song.
Yes. There's a lot of really cinematic shots as the episode begins, as their RV is pulling up, until eventually they come across a giant hole in the ground and inexplicably dive inside it. And in exploring these caverns is where they eventually come across the vampires. They fight, they kick ass, It's called Clan
Alrighty then.
I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's gruesome. The animation, though simplistic, is emotive. And the fight scenes are it's all just fun.
I can't wait for them to be horrified meeting at Sacy. The Flesh Weavers.
You dare face the might of Kevin. You've made me so very hungry.
Wow, that's a really cool Dibs impression, Ross.
Oh my God!
He'll do it a lot longer than I can.
And now you must do a whole show in that voice.
That is a 50,000 channel credit redeem.
Oh, luckily I have that in 3s.
There you go.
I have to add a bunch of stuff to that. It'll be fun getting back to the house in about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Right. Yeah, I'm staying at my sister-in-law's place.
Yeah, who's the squatter now, Ross?
You are. You're squatting in Leah's house.
Well, that's what I watched this week. Oh, well, thank you guys so much for hanging out and indulging us in our reminiscence of our departed friend.
Are we doing Florida Man this week?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
No negative Florida Man.
Okay.
Yeah, keep
it.
No, nothing with kids. Nothing with none of that. Yeah,
okay.
It's all positive.
We'll get to that in a moment. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight, listening to us wax nostalgic about our friend, and talking about some of the silliness of our holidays this year. We hope you have a very Merry Christmas, that your holiday is full of joy and love. And if it's not, I hope that we brought a little bit of that to you tonight. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you again next week. And until next time, remember to live, to love, and to play every day. Son?
Kwanzaa.
And remember, sweeties, you are loved and appreciated by just your being you. Unless you're Randy Pitchford of Gearbox Studios.
No.
Justin, play some Sweet Holiday Licks.
That does not sound like Sweet Holiday.
Those are not Sweet Holiday Licks.
Give it a second.
I found out long ago. It's a long way down the holiday road. Holiday road.
Okay, that's not to play too much of that.
Okay, was that the holiday version of the Happy Days theme song?
No. The Christmas Vacation, Holiday Road. It's a actual concert performance of Holiday Road by the guy who made it for the movie.
Okay. So my we were literally just sitting in the living room with Christmas Vacation on, and my mother's like, "Have you never watched this movie?" And I'm like, "I've seen bits and
I mean,
pieces.
you missed the intro this week, didn't you, son?
I've never sat and watched Christmas Vacation in any
What?
respect all the way through. I've never I've never even sat and watched A Christmas Story because I just can't stand A Christmas Story.
Well, you missed this week's opener. I mean, yeah, we did. We actually digged a little bit more.
There you go.
That concludes this episode of The Real Super Geeks. Stick around for our post-show Florida Man segment, where we talk about the wacky and wild stories from Florida and beyond.
Who's Florida Matt?
A few moments later.
So I have to remove the Santa story from Florida Man this week. Okay.
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. Hope you guys have a great Christmas, everybody. Enjoy your.
You're going to hop. You're going to hop. You're going to hop.
I'm gonna hop off of here. Yes.
You're going to hop. Leah, does he hop?
Okay.
Anyway.
Wait a
buddy.
minute. Greg, before you go, here's one here's one that'll make you laugh.
Ow.
Florida man with cocaine and meth attached to his penis says it's not his.
Yeah, I sent that earlier in the chat. It was hilarious.
Like, holy crap. I'm just reading the Florida man Twitter, so.
All right, guys. Have a great Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Greg.
You'll have fun. We're all avatars tonight. Oh, well, that cuts son off.
I don't know. What happened?
Ross left his camera at home. My camera crashed for some reason. I think I just got to reinstall the driver. I'll do it after the show. It's fine.
Okay.
And yeah. Which is fine because it's almost 70 let's see. How much is your Christmas?
Florida woman who robs and pepper sprays beauty shop employees arrested. Yeah.
Florida man starts riot in airport terminal by stealing keys to terminal electric golf cart.
Mm-hmm.
Assault officer.
Mm-hmm. Florida man driving a Maserati arrested after high-speed chase in Florida. Florida man turns out to be a 43-time felon.
How the hell?
I don't know, but apparently he was a great con man. He was driving a Maserati.
Florida man wins $1 million off scratch off from Sonico just in time for Christmas.
Immediately goes into witness relocation because everybody is now coming for him.
Florida man, along with Oregon man, oh, it's a twofer, arrested for capturing dozens of live skinks in Australia and smuggling them into the U.S. There we go. We got a lizard story in this week.
You always got to have the lizard. Even if it's these.
Stop trying to eat my cable, kitty.
Florida woman, DUI suspect who fled crash scene, tells police she drank beer at Applebee's.
What?
Okay, so she was a DUI suspect who fled the scene of a crash. When arrested, she said she was drinking beer at Applebee's.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Okay, here's a really good one. Florida woman bites 600-pound camel in the genitalia after it sat on her when she and her husband entered its enclosure to retrieve her dog. Veterinarians prescribe antibiotics.
9. I don't know. That sounded more like a 7 or an 8 to me, not a 9. Wow, I don't even. Okay, that is peak Florida man. But you guys said no messed up stuff.
Oh, like how bad?
Florida man found guilty of kidnapping wife's plastic surgeon using blowtorch to torture him in a storage container.
Yikes!
Yeah,
that's peak Florida man, though. Jesus.
Wow.
Florida man kicked off plane for wearing panties as a face mask.
that one was on for last week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ow, kitty! I really don't get that. I mean, they know they're going to cause a scene and get kicked off the flight. So why be there in the first place?
Enter Trumper here.
That's the other thing, though. You've had well over a dozen pilots say the filtration system on an airplane is better than any N95 mask. The air is purer on an airplane than it is anywhere else on Earth, basically, because it's so filtrated. So why do you need to have a mask on an airplane?
For that 1,000 chance of just being sat next to an idiot.
For liability.
Yeah. It's liability because people are already trying to sue people.
Demand it. You're in a enclosed and confined space, packed in like sardines with 120 people.
Yeah, but you do that anyway when you go to the hospital, even with social distancing.
Yeah, well, the hospital has one of the best filtration systems on the planet too, but even there, you have to be super careful.
And in a hospital, you can at least spread out a little bit. An airplane is only, a couple hundred square feet?
About 300, anywhere around for a couple hundred square feet, up to 300 feet, yeah.
Interestingly enough, with as clean as hospitals are, they are the one location that most commonly spreads any kind of disease.
Well, because
Ross, are you okay?
Just kitty clawing my back. It's a kitten, so it doesn't have the best coordination yet.
I just heard you sit there and screech. I'm just picturing the cat clawing in their nether regions or something, and I just got a chuckle for some odd reason. But, been there, done that.
Yeah, just because you have weird kinks, Justin. Jesus.
No, it's because I've had cats before. I know what they do. I got my own cat I got when he was a kid, and he didn't have any front claws, but he sure used those back claws.
Okay, here's one.
that same Florida man is trying to compare himself to Rosa Parks.
Wait, what one?
The
thong
man.
Okay. So here's another one. Florida man gets 5 years for buying lighter fluid at Publix, then catching the store on fire with it.
Yeah, something like that happened here a while back. It was damn crackhead got a hold of some lighter fluid and tried to set the dumpster behind a Sitco.
All right, and yeah, it looks like it's actually been a pretty light week for Florida man.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! What?
Florida man finds 80,000 quote nice unquote bees in their home's shower wall amid bathroom renovation.
Oh God, I've seen YouTube videos about stuff like that, and oh my God.
They literally built a wall hive in the bathroom. You could literally scrape that wall for honey.
I mean, that had been going on for a long ass time. I remember seeing the big YouTube on that, but oh my God.
80,000 bees? Yeah, no, that was going on for a while.
Yeah.
You hear Rod screaming even as a cat claws into his back or nether regions.
Well, it's chilling out on the back of the chair at the moment, so it might.
It might get froggy like, oh, I'm gonna climb on your shoulder.
Oh, well, here's a good story. I guess it's a good story. Florida man's $200,000 stolen Jeep near Fort Lauderdale dealership is found in pristine condition.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Just a joyride, I guess.
Just a joyride and no wrecks. That's that's good news.
Oh, I think that'll do it for this week.
Okay, this has got to be a good one.
Sheriff seeking Florida man on bicycle with sawed-off shotgun who robbed a Circle K. Imagine pedaling a fucking bicycle with a sawed-off shotgun.
You put the shotgun on your back or across the handlebars, and
Yes, but you just literally robbed like a convenience store.
Florida folks are dumb.
Like, okay, I can understand it if you've got the bag off one handlebar and the shotgun off the other, but come on, that's a funny fucking image.
Well, here's a bit of Iowa to wrap things up tonight. The Iowa Department of Transportation has billboards across the highways that light up with different messages. And tonight's read, "Only Rudolph should drive lit."
And then there'll be that one person that's named Rudolph. They'll come around and be like, "It's sign said I can drive lit."
Yeah, I don't think that would hold up in court.
But, well, this was a good fun show. We'll call it there. It's been a good long run, a good little run for tonight.
Agreed. Thank you, guys.
I don't know if we'll be here next week with New Year's, but we'll see, depending on what everybody's plans are.
I think New Year's might be a good one to take a break.
Yeah, because that'll be the last episode for Discovery and whatnot. We can cover that, do a double, because Prodigy should be starting up the week after that, right?
We'll be doing, no, like if we don't do a show next week, we're going to be like swamped with stuff because we'll have 2 episodes of Discovery. We'll have the Doctor Who special because New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever the hell else you guys are wanting to talk about.
Well, we'll just we'll limit it to Boba Fett. We'll limit it to the show topics so we can catch back up, I guess.
Okay.
Until after the holidays. So, I mean, usually the holidays we need at least take one day off a year. I mean,
yeah.
For holidays. It might. I mean, those say we won't get together to do it special. I mean, you never know. But some of us might get bored.
And tonight was important because we're remembering George.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I can.
Absolutely. Tonight
All
is
right.
a must do.
Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us once again. It is always a pleasure to share in these stories with all of you tonight. Have a very Merry Christmas. We hope we brought a little joy into your homes, and we'll see you again soon.
Alright, and I'm going to play the intro for the outro just as soon as I can find it. Oh, that's. Oh, I want this.